2018. I'm not going to take too much time because I have so many important people to speak here for me. I have Kaye here, co-chair of the American Turkish Society, who's going to speak a little about ATS and and the Young Society Leaders Program. And then we have Asli Ay, who's actually the founder of the Young Society Leaders Program in 2011. And then we have our current chairman, Ertem Osmanoglu, who's going to give some bits of the whole program and everything. So enjoy, and again, welcome. I'd like to present Kaye.
She said she's going to talk very little because she knows I'm going to take too much time. But I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And we're welcoming our newest class of Young Society Leaders. In 2011, the Society launched the Young Society Leaders Program by selecting a diverse group of outstanding young American and Turkish leaders from the American Turkish community in the U.S. and in Turkey. The members of the inaugural class were accomplished in many fields: business, law, medicine, journalism, academia, and the arts, among others, and they all shared a common goal of being dedicated and committed to improving the future of U.S.-Turkish relations, business, educational, and cultural. In the years following, under the leadership of Asli Ay, Serkan Eldin, and now Ertem Osmanoglu, we have added to our outstanding group of YSLs, and today the program has 120 members who are, in short, the future leaders of our society. This year's class, whom we honor and welcome tonight, are equally accomplished in their chosen fields, and we look forward to your becoming the future of our society. And we're delighted that the YSLs have been, and I am sure will continue to be, enthusiastic supporters of the Society's programs and have gone out of their way to aid us in fulfilling our philanthropic goals. Just a word about the Society. Our mission is to enhance the relationship between Turkey and the United States through lectures and panels covering a spectrum of fields, a variety of educational, arts, and cultural programs, fellowships and grants, and creating opportunities for cultural exchanges between the two countries. Over the past year, as always, we've organized important events promoting and celebrating the Turkish-American relationship. As part of our Meet the Ambassador series, an ongoing program that hosts American and Turkish ambassadors and diplomats to discuss issues of current importance in U.S.-Turkey relations, we hosted 2 private luncheons, one in New York with Turkey's ambassador to the United Nations, Feridun Sinaloğlu, and another in Washington, D.C. with the U.S. Consul General in Istanbul, Jennifer Davis. We also launched the Society's West Coast chapter in Los Angeles, and among other things, organized a screening of the Turkish film Hay Jolly at the Consul General's residence there. We organized a special speaker panel at which U.S. and Turkish psychiatrists and psychotherapists compared the cultural differences in treating patients in Turkey and the U.S. And we also organized a book signing with the author Metin Ara. Stay tuned for information about our upcoming events, including the announcement of our next gala dinner and our signature New York Turkish Film Festival. We're also proud to continue our Meet the Ambassador series, and this spring we'll be welcoming the Turkish ambassador to Washington, Serdar Kilic, as our guest. We are the oldest philanthropic foundation dedicated to enhancing relations between the U.S. and Turkey, but our work cannot be accomplished without your help and the support of others in the Turkish-American community. We depend on donations and memberships, individual and corporate, to fund our many programs and initiatives, and simply to survive. So we welcome your support and would very much appreciate your reaching out to others in the Turkish-American and New York communities, because you may not realize it, I wasn't born in Turkey. And help us grow our philanthropic base. Now, I would like to introduce Asli to take the so-called podium and speak for a few minutes. As I said, she was the visionary who started this whole thing, and she should be congratulated for her.
Yes.
Aww.
think it was like 17 years ago, I landed in New York from London, and I met Larry as Mr. ATS, and he still is here standing. So I think that's a lot to be said. So thank you. Well, first of all, I have to tell you, I'm very excited to be here. Every year, you know, I have goosebumps meeting the new class. You're gonna find it corny, but it is true. In 2011, I had come up with this idea of getting up with a sort of like bringing all of these young leaders of the Turkish sort of community together, inspired by an idea I had, by a community I got involved in World Economic Forum, which is called Young Global Leaders. And basically bringing all of these people from different walks of life, academia, business, non-for-profit, arts, sports, you name it, together. And I said, wouldn't it be great if these people also shared a cultural affinity and be able to speak their own language, you know, while also socializing. So that was the essence of the idea. In other words, what I'm trying to say, it was not even my idea. But I copied it, and it worked well, and now we are 120 strong, and it's getting better every year. I just want to have one little token of unsolicited friendly advice to every single one of you. First of all, you are all extraordinary individuals to be part of this group, and I hope you realize that, because in the nomination and selection committee and all these committee meetings, we really scrutinize every single person. So you are extraordinary to be part of this group. So I hope that you will put in the effort and the time to get to know each other as a cohort, because you would be surprised, before you know it, 20 years would have passed and you would still know each other from those days where you were getting in the YSL. You can mentor each other, you can become mentees, you can date, that's the best way, okay? You can employ each other, you can come together for community projects. You know, one of my favorite examples is that I got to know another YSL. I had no idea who she was. Her name was Deniz Beyazıt, who was a Met curator, and now I'm sitting in the visiting committee of the Met because of her, and it was a YSL connection. So and we're working on major projects to promote Turkey's centennial at the Met in 4 years. So you can actually really move mountains getting together. It's just a silly example. So really, this is a curated network for you, ready for you to tap in, but you will get as much of it as much as you put in. So please take the time, show up at events, get to know each other, and I hope that you will enjoy this journey as YSLs of the American Turkish Society. Thank you very much.
This is amazing. I think it was established 2011? Yeah. I mean, looking at it and then how much we grew, right? It's amazing. Mickey, thank you so much. What a great space. You really are.
You're Mexican artist.
Yeah?
You're Mexican Turkish.
Because of you now, I'm getting to kind of know about the shoes a little bit more. Typically, I pick the easiest one from the closet, whichever is the closest. Not necessarily paying attention to fashion, but it's an amazing space. And it may seem a very little effort, but it's not. Like somebody like Mickey providing the space and also helping us get together is actually causing a chain effect of extraordinary ideas coming together. This is a voluntary organization. We're all extraordinary leaders in our fields, but part of it is how we come together and actually help others become leaders is probably a primary purpose. But we do that in the context of really bringing American and Turkish communities together, right? So making leaders, opening doors. We're now a power base. I mean, we have people in architecture, design, digital experience, cybersecurity, arts, shoes, everything, right? So, like anything you want to do, there's somebody who's in that field, and no one is saying, you know, you work for this organization, that organization. You chose to be here. You're here because that aligns with your purpose. So part of the exercise is for us to, how do we use your personal purpose, aligning with the society, and actually serving that to create something that will allow first, make other leaders, give the up-and-coming leaders a chance here, and perhaps globally impacting the issues that matter to American and Turkish communities. So that's really the overarching purpose. We have a number of projects and communities. We just launched our Slack community, so please join. One way of connecting us, if you're not in the same space globally, you know, we have YSLs in Turkey, all over the world actually. So one way of connecting us is through the online community, and also we have to become more digitally innovative organization as well. A lot of our ideas, when we share in a larger community, can become more meaningful and be reused in other parts of the world. Now, a couple of items before I wrap up. I don't want to make a long speech, but we have great friendships. We also have differing ideas, and diversity of ideas always good. We may disagree, but we should never give up on, you know, the ideas and things we want to defend, right? So bring those ideas and never hesitate to bring it. And in some cases, you know, we're going to disagree. In other cases, we're going to get behind it. But we want to hear those ideas, and we want the community to support those ideas, and then we will drive them. With the two lenses we will look at, again, I'll go back to the lenses. One is, you know, making new leaders, right? Opening the doors for others who may not have the same opportunities that we have, but they have the talent and skill set. So we're helping those leaders become the new leaders, right? And then number two, we do it in the context of bringing American and Turkish communities, cultures, and the business interests, right? So bringing those two objectives together, I think fits very nicely under the ATS umbrella. And then we have a number of committees. You have the nomination committee that has senior leaders like Asli and Larry and others, where we do review nominations, so submit those nominations. We do have a process of selection. We do have an operating committee that kind of looks at the day-to-days. It's basically looking at different projects, initiatives, ideas that come in, and how we can facilitate and activate the bigger network to get those to become reality. We have a communications team. Right there, it's recording. We have Petek and Jimmy Junaid doing an amazing job. We have LinkedIn and Twitter accounts. They're all opened up. So come follow and participate in those activities. We have our projects, initiatives kind of coming together under Gökçen's leadership. Where's Gökçen?
Right there.
Oh, right there. Yeah, and there are a number of projects underneath, so reach out to her and, you know, volunteer. And we did an iPads for kids. I probably butchered the name of the project, but we did an iPad project for. Where's Yeah, no, that was the most recent project. I mean, their leadership. As part of their leadership, we actually gathered a lot of donations and also engaged with a charity to do that. And a number of other projects coming. We are refreshing our kind of purpose statement to reflect the ideas that are coming from all the leaders. This is our organization. It's not one single person's organization, so we're going to shape the agenda with the context of those lenses together, okay? I'll just stop there. That's really all I want to say. I don't want to take any more time. Good?